Psalms 52. For the leader, Maskil of David. When Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul, and said unto him, David is come to the house of Ahimelech. Why boastest you yourself of evil, O mighty man? The mercy of God endureth continually. Your tongue deviseth destruction, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. You lovest evil more than good, falsehood rather than speaking righteousness. Selah. You lovest all devouring words, the deceitful tongue. God will likewise break you forever. He will take you up, pluck you out of your tent, and root you out of the land of the living. Selah. The righteous also shall see, and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his stronghold, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But as for me, I am like a leafy olive tree in the house of God. I trusted in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will give you thanks forever, because you have done it. And I will wait for your name, for it is good in the presence of your saints. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Once again, for the leader. This is Maskil of David. That's in the instructive of David. Instructions of David. We could look at it like that. This is a psalm when Doeg the Edomite came and told Saul, and we can find a reference to this in 1 Samuel chapter 22. David was there. He was running from Saul at that time, and he had been fleeing about to different places. He had took his parents to Moab and left them there. And David had went to Ahimelech to get the sword of Goliath, or he just went there to get anything that he could, and he wound up with the sword of Goliath and some bread. And Saul would send, come there, or send to get Ahimelech, which means the brother of the king, and brought them before Saul, and Saul had them slain. Doeg was the one who slain all the priests in that day, 85, I believe. And Doeg means this, to be in fear, or to be in concern, or to one who should be concerned, I should say. He was an Edomite, one from Edom, and that Edom means red, and red is often something we can look to and see as blood, or that of flesh. And Esau was the father of the Edomites. He was a man of flesh. He was a man who hunted and such for a living. But they came and told Saul that David had went there and got him some food and the sword, and this made Saul mad. And Saul means that one who was desired. And we remember Saul, he was the first king of Israel, the one who allowed the people to sin. We're going to pick it up here in verse 3. Why boast you yourself of evil, O mighty man? The mercy of God endures continually. And we're talking about Doeg, this talebearer who went and told, and he's caused a lot of strife because David knew Abiathar had escaped and got to David and told David what Doeg had done. But we'll find out that Doeg was boasting himself and trying to make himself a better position, trying to secure himself a position within the king's authority. But the mercy of God endures forever. God is always going to be on the side of righteousness and justice, not that of wickedness. For your tongue devises destruction, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Your tongue devises destruction. It's a destroying thing. Your tongue's that which works in your mouth. It's that which kind of works behind the scenes, helps form the words, the letters of it. And these are the things that do your work. It's like a sharp razor, or that which makes bare, that which makes bald. But it's working deceitfully. It's lies. And we'll find out. It's all for gain. It's all for gain to prosper the flesh. To buy. You lovest evil more than good, falsehood rather than speaking righteousness. Selah. You love evil more than good. You'd rather do wickedness than to do good. See, there's a difference, good and bad. Good and bad. Good just wants everything to be good and pleasant and lovely. But the evil wants to rule in it. Falsehood, rather than speaking that which is righteous, that which is just, that which is equal. Selah. 6. You love all devouring words, the deceitful tongue. You love to devour by word, to cause trouble, to make trouble for others who are innocent, just for your own gain. There's people like this. It would be good that they could see what they do is wrong, but to make them see, that's one thing. To make them care about it is another. We'll find out. We don't have to worry about these things, see, because it's for a purpose. It's for a purpose. It's to bring it all to an end. 7. God will likewise break you forever. God will likewise, and this is because in addition to, see, God, there's others God's going to break. All wickedness, and this is the deceitful tongue. This is the one that worketh deceit. It's like a backbiter. Somebody goes behind you to work against you. He will take you up, pluck you out of your tent. Tent's the place you abode. We can even look at it kind of like the skin if we want to. He will root you out of the land of the living. And the land of the living is a simple place. That's those that are observant to the law of God. That is those that are alive. Those that are in sin are, according to God, dead. 8. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. And the righteous, those that are just, they're going to see the same thing. I mean, that's what happens when, we can call it, you get off your chain, so to speak. You righteous leash, so to speak, and you go out and you're destructive. You get out of the meadow. You get out of the place of eternity, and you get into the place where death exists. We can look at it like that. And that's what they do. They laugh because they know you're off. You're running loose. You're just crazy. And that's what it is when you're doing wickedness, running around trying to deceive others and trying to take advantage of people. This is what that is. 9. And this is what people will say. Lo, this is the man that made not God his stronghold. This is the man that didn't trust in God, that didn't put his faith in God, do according to the law, and know that good's going to win. See, no good's going to win, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, his gains. These are the ones who seek only after the fleshful gain. That's all they're looking for. Strengthened himself in his wickedness. And it only makes him think what he's doing is right, because he prospers in a way that he thinks is prosperity, has no concern for others or who he tramples on to get it. 10. But as for me, I am like a leafy olive tree in the house of God. I trusted in the mercy of God forever and ever. But as for me, I like a leafy tree in the house of God. That's like a tree that prospers. A tree that prospers under God's authority. Always nourished, always has enough, always has plenty, comfortable, prospering, see, without the wickedness, because we trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. God is merciful, always providing. 11, I will give you thanks forever, because you have done it, and I will wait for your name for it is good. In the presence of your saints, I will give you thanks. That's God. And God here is in reference to Elohim. He is the strength of strengths, the might of mights, the the mighty one of the strong ones. We can look at it like that. He is the might, the strength within, forever, because you have done it. God has done it. God cuts them off. God always does. The wicked ain't going to prosper. See, well, if you think they do, we'll find out. You would be wrong. I will wait for your name. We will wait for the name of God. We will wait for that understanding. We'll wait for God to make himself known. Basically, that's what it means. We will wait for God to make himself known. And he will. And he does continually, if you would only look and see. The judgment of God is always in the earth. For it is good, I guess. We can look at it like that. The judgment of God is good. If we can see it. We are the ones that control these things. It's us who does it. And when we don't observe the law of God, when we do wicked, we do sin, God defines sin through the law. It's a very simple thing. It's up to us to make the choice, each and every one. And that's why we do what we do. We're going to move forward to chapter 53. Turn and return.